Okay. Emmanuel.
A deeply disturbing story is currently trending online, drawing widespread shock and outrage. It involves a young lady from Anambra State who narrated a viral video how kidnappers brutally murdered her brother in the most heartless way imaginable. According to her account, she and her siblings had gone to their family farm in Anamansi community when they were suddenly ambushed by suspected kidnappers. The armed men dragged them into the bush. What followed was an act that many are calling both barbaric and soul-crushing. She recounted that while in captivity, the kidnappers ordered her to undress and instructed her brother to defile her right there in the bush. But her brother, standing on his dignity and love for his sister, bravely refused. He reportedly told the kidnappers that instead of forcing him to commit such an abomination, they should rather take his life. Tragically, that was exactly what the heartless men did. In front of his sisters, they raised their machetes and hacked him to death. The bereaved young lady said that after killing her brother, the assailants ordered her and her other sister to run for their lives, threatening to slaughter them as well if they didn't obey. The chilling story has sparked outrage across social media, with many Nigerians describing the victim as a symbol of courage who sacrificed his life to protect his sister's dignity. In reaction to this viral video, the Anambra State Police Command has spoken out. In a statement issued by the command's public relations officer Tochukwu Ikenga, the Commissioner of Police CP Ikioe Orutugu condemned the act, calling it both barbaric and heartless. The police commissioner extended his condolences to the grieving family and the people of Anmansi, while also directing the state's intelligence department to immediately track down the survivors to aid ongoing investigations. He assured that the perpetrators would not escape justice. The command is also calling on the public to remain calm but vigilant and to provide any credible information that could help in swiftly identifying and arresting the killers. The CP further reiterates the police command's commitment to fighting kidnapping and violent crimes in Anambra, promising that the protection of lives and property remains the force's top priority. The tragic incidents once again highlights the growing insecurity challenges in parts of Nigeria, where kidnappings, banditry, and violent attacks continue to traumatize families and communities. What do you think about this heartbreaking story? Should communities be doing more to protect themselves while police efforts continue?
Okay. Emmanuel. I would eat the gaggy horse 1 minute. I thought I want them I have fully until this lie. Yes, now I boo the Emmanuel. The Fulani. I work close 1 minute. West I lie down. I lie down. I see me papa. Me papa, I say I had dinner or just normal me. Come away and make us in you. Back ages with Tizium. It is a Mabuto Emmanuel. Then the boot of the young. The Fulani. It is a Mabuto. So, Mezzagino, Mezzagin. I was some more Mutila Apukum Naka, Apukum Naka, has some more amusing say, I said more also. Bomb was also in me, a crack ebb. Who is a Sahabaram? Habaras also, that is using Donadia. Who is in the Fulani? Our brothers also, that was a has what I read, Yaja. More about also Reputa. Bazaras of Tazia Uzo Amansi. Okay. But everyone of Maya, you could also meet whether the Tamansi. Okay. Good.
Here are some of the reactions that we as a channel had gathered online. Okay, Bitcoin says, rest in peace to the hero who rather died than to sleep with the sister. East is now a dead zone. JJ Winifred says she said specifically Fulani headsmen and you are posting kidnappers. Monique says she's highly traumatized to the extent that she can't even cry anymore. She needs serious therapy. God heal you and your family, my sister. Your brother is a hero. If you give birth, name your son after him. Alice C. Toria says her brother is a hero and will continue to live on. May God console the family. Dabos 80 says Emmanuel was truly the kind of person who deserved a national procession. His bravery and sacrifice will never be forgotten. Manu says the shock she must still be in to be able to recount what she faced would be traumatized. She must be traumatized. I don't even want to imagine what she's going through. Darlene B says, God accept his soul. Coco Gwen says, the eastern part of the Nigeria is known to be safest place in Nigeria. What is happening? Good News Graham says, God bless his soul. This will traumatize her for life. I will always put you in my prayers. God heal her soul. Omar of Good Life says, why is your English narration different from what she says, ma'am? If you want to interpret what exactly she says, she obviously called out the abductor's identity, but you choose to exclude it. Why? Okay, so we know that kidnappings still happen in the southeast and even across the country. We know that a few days ago, an Anambra State governor came and said more than 90% of the kidnappings that are happening are actually Igbo people, that Igbo brothers and sisters that, orchestrates this so-called kidnapping that happens. But it's also not to be left out that Fulani headsmen are also involved in this. It has become common news right now in the southeast, and when somebody is kidnapped, the next thing that you're being asked is, how much did you guys pay? Nobody asked, wait, was he rescued? Are you okay? Is everything okay and fine with you? They just asked straight, well, how much did you pay? How much did you pay to be rescued? Did nobody ever asked how traumatizing it was? What his experience like? Nobody ever asked that because they feel, well, it's a common experience. That's, every 1 in 10 or maybe 1 in 20 family in the East now experiences. The news is always almost there with all of the headlines every week. Every week you hear at least 1 or 2 stories about headsmen attacking the southeast. If it's not Anambra, it's Enugu. If it's not Enugu, it's Imo, and whatnot. For this story, it's quite heart-wrenching. I can only imagine the trauma that she's facing. I can only imagine the hunts, the hunts from the idea that, look, the brother would have slept with her. I mean, I can imagine what the experience would be like after then. Secondly, I can also imagine what she'll be passing through. If you watch her body language, you know that she's so livid. You know how when somebody is just so livid, like, I'm helpless, like I can't even do this, but she's just saying it out of the last breath and the last tone from her words. And it's really crazy, really. I mean, something must have to be done about this. If we must be looking at having the Southeast as a safe zone, a place where people can come and live, work, invest, then we can start looking at how we can forestall some of these crazy abductions and kidnappings and whatnot. I mean, I can imagine, the village where this has happened. I can imagine the environment where this has happened. It's almost always like this, when people decide to go crazy about how they go about their own thing. I can imagine also what is going through the mind of the kidnapper who asked her to take off her clothes so that her brother could sleep with her. I'm just thinking, like, what exactly would they use that for? Because I don't get it. What exactly would they use that for? It's not like the girl, was being raped by this Fulani headsman. It's not like the lady is going to be raped by the Fulani headsman. They're asking his brother to do that. I'm just thinking, like, why would a kidnapper ask the brother to sleep with the sister? On what basis? Why? What are they going to use that action to do? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. It's just madness out there. That these guys are out to not just to destroy, to kill, but to alter certain things. I mean, I can only salute the bravery of the boy who refused to do that. I'm just thinking to myself, nah, this is just terrible. This is terrible. Gosh. And by the way, the blur on the video is showing part of the brother who had been killed. I mean, his lifeless body was just on the side. That was why that part of the video was blurred. I just want to say that this is now an opportunity again for the state government to do the needful. For me, I really don't see a need for Anambra State government, through Soludo, to have stated that more than 70 or more than 90% of the kidnapping that happened in Enugu, in Anambra, is done by Igbos. I really don't see a need to do that. All I want you to do is to get to work. Anybody who is caught, whether they are Igbos or they are indigenes or they are community leaders or they are outsiders, whoever they are, they should be treated like common criminals. It's as simple as that. You know, all this trying to play to the gallery or play to the north, you know, these things have implications. It really does have implications. So what do you say about this particular development? What do you say about this one? It's terrible. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you as always. Thank you.